shadow still abide. Even in darkness we'll guide. There's no hiding from your love. I've wandered.
Once upon a time, in the ancient land of Israel, there lived a prophet named Hosea. He was known not just for his deep connection with God, but for the unusual way God chose to deliver his messages through him. Hosea was a gentle and kind-hearted man who loved his people. He cared deeply about their well-being and often prayed for them, hoping they would turn back to God. But the people of Israel were going astray. They worshipped idols and had forgotten the love and care that God had shown them through generations. One day, God spoke to Hosea and gave him a difficult task. "Hosea, I want you to marry a woman named Gomer," God said. "She will not be faithful to you, but your marriage will be a living example of how Israel has been unfaithful to me." Hosea was troubled by this command, but obeyed God's will. He found Gomer, a woman who was known for her beauty, but also for her wandering heart. Despite knowing her nature, Hosea married her, hoping that his love would be enough to keep her with him. For a time, Gomer was happy with Hosea. They had 3 children, each named by God to represent his messages to the people of Israel. The first child was named Jezreel, symbolizing the coming punishment of Israel for their sins. The second was a daughter named Lo-ruhamah, meaning not loved, indicating that God would no longer show love to Israel because of their unfaithfulness. The third child was a son named Lo-ammi, meaning not my people, reflecting that the Israelites were no longer acting as God's chosen people. As time passed, Gomer grew restless. She missed her old life and eventually left Hosea to pursue her desires. She went back to her old ways, seeking happiness in things that could never truly satisfy her. Hosea was heartbroken, but he never stopped loving her. God then spoke to Hosea again. "Go, find your wife and bring her back. Love her as I love the people of Israel, even though they have turned to other gods." Hosea set out to find Gomer. He searched through the city, asking people if they had seen her. Finally, he found her in a market, being sold as a slave. Her beauty had faded, and she looked worn and tired from the life she had chosen. Despite her condition, Hosea's heart was filled with love and compassion. Hosea approached the seller and paid the price to bring Gomer back home. He looked into her eyes and said gently, "I love you, and I want you to be my wife again. Come home with me, and let us start anew." Gomer was overwhelmed by Hosea's forgiveness and love. She realized the depth of his commitment and the error of her ways. Tears filled her eyes as she nodded, accepting his hand and returning to his side. Through Hosea and Gomer's story, God wanted to show Israel how much he loved them, even when they turned away from him. Hosea's unwavering love for Gomer was a mirror of God's love for his people, a love that is patient, forgiving, and everlasting. With Gomer by his side, Hosea continued his mission, speaking to the people about God's love and urging them to return to the one true God. Some listened and turned back, realizing the error of their ways, while others continued down their path of disobedience. Hosea's life was a testament to the power of love and forgiveness, a reminder that no matter how far one strays, there is always a way back home. Through the story of Hosea and Gomer, people of all ages learned about the strength of true love, the importance of faithfulness, and the incredible mercy of God. And so, the story of Hosea, the prophet of love, continued to be told throughout the generations, touching hearts, and guiding people back to the path of righteousness.
There's no hiding from your love. Your mercy